Hi, my name is Kirsten Chiza and I am a pre-K teacher. Today I'm going to talk about sensory bins. We use sensory bins monthly, if not weekly or daily, and we create them in our classroom. We have a few with materials that we've purchased and then a few that we put together. And we work on tons of skills in each of these bins. Over here, I have a moon sand bin. So we would have purchased moon sand and the toys that go with it. And we're using this for building. And it's really good for working on tactile tolerance and sensory discrimination. So that's moon sand. Over here, we've been talking about the sense of smell. So in this bin, we actually have scented Epsom salts. So these actually smell like eucalyptus. And in this bin, we have different containers with lids. So the kids have been practicing filling the containers with lids, screwing them on and unscrewing them. So there's a lot of fine motor activity in here. We've got spoons for scooping and pouring. And we've got all these little duckies. So my kids this week actually made a classroom. They were using these containers as tables and then putting the ducks around the table. And they had a teacher. I can't remember which duck was the teacher, but one of the ducks was the teacher and the rest of the ducks were the students. So there was a lot of language building as they were role-playing. And they were talking about school activities. They were counting the ducks. And there was just a lot of talking and laughing and giggling going on. So this was one of the bins we created actually for our Five Senses unit. This bin here has bugs and flowers in it and some different containers for pouring and scooping. And the base is actually coffee. So again, it has a really nice smell to it. So in here, again, we're talking about role-playing with the bugs. We're talking a lot about spring. We're doing some pouring and scooping and grasping objects and finding objects and building up a tolerance to different senses and getting hands dirty and the ability to discriminate between different objects that are in there. Again, lots of skills. This little bin here has kidney beans in it. Actually, not just kidney beans, pinto beans, all sorts of beans in it. This one has a little bit of a different goal. This one, we have all these little cards with pictures on it. And the idea is to search around in the bin, find the object, and match it to the picture. So this would be working on that very important literacy skill of being able to match objects. And depending on what the pictures are, again, you could be building vocabulary. You could have pictures and items that go with the books you've been reading. You could have numbers in here if you wanted to work on some numeracy skills. That is that sensory bin. This is more of a commercial sensory bin. We have beads that we've bought. This is our bead table. And this table always has beads in it. We just change out the items we put in it. We have some funnels. We can talk about pouring and mixing. We've got some sieves. We've got different types of tools for scooping and pouring. We talk about containers that will hold more and less. We do a lot of pouring. We've got some vehicles in here for driving. So this is our bead table. Last one I'm going to talk about over here is our light table. This is one that my colleague made at home, just out of one of those bins that you would put under your bed to put clothes and things in it. It has wheels on it. Inside are Christmas lights and cords, and then some of the wax paper to keep the light centered on the table. On here, we'll put all sorts of things. Right now, we've got things actually designed for light tables, so you can do some building. We've also got these caps that we've put on. And my colleague was saying this was probably her kid's favorite thing to put on, the light going through the caps and changing colors. They were building, they were stacking, they were doing all sorts of things with the light table. So that is another type of bin that we use in our classroom. I'm going to talk a little bit about how we make our bins. So we have this nice big box here that we keep all of our bases for our sensory bins. So they're all in baggies, they're all labeled, and we only keep the bases in here. So in here we have dried beans, we've got colored gravel, we've got the Epsom salts, cornmeal, cotton balls, crystal vase filler, petals, water beads. We've got fake snow, popcorn, pasta, oats, and rice. So all of that we keep in here. That way we can dump our bin every month, change out what the base is, and then add some materials. So we've also got bins for materials. We also have things all around the classroom that we use, but these are ones that we've just sort of gathered for here. So again, we've got some lids. We're going to be making a dinosaur table at some point. So we got these cool brown pom-pom balls with some foliage in here. It's a really cool rock that must have gone in a fish tank we found. And then we've got all sorts of little dinosaurs that we'll throw in. Over here, again, more lids and containers and caps. We have tons of those. This must have been in a Christmas bin. We've got some cups. We've got pine cones, some fake snow. There's a Santa in this baggie. We've got some bats, cool rocks, some little cups for sorting, buttons. And then we've also got whatever items we have in our classroom. Again, we like to throw in items from our stories. So we've done 3 little bears, and we'll have some chairs in there, some tables, some couches. We'll have some different sized bears. We'll throw those in there. I also like to put maybe on the side of it, I made a pink bin this year with all sorts of red and pink and white things in for Valentine's Day. And then I had different colored bowls. So in this case I had red and pink bowls, and so they were finding items and sorting colors. So that would be working on color matching. When we're working on fine motor, sometimes we'll throw tweezers in there. Again, the different containers for pouring and scooping. We'll work on grasp with the pulling things out. We work a lot on our vocabulary and our descriptive words. You'll hear a lot of bigger, smaller, the same, not the same. And again, we'll throw some counting in there. Basically, if you have items in there, kids will count them. That's just what they do. You could throw numbers in there, letters in there. We've done some fishing where you throw numbers in with magnets on them and then make some fishing rods. And so they'll fish numbers out and talk about those. Pinterest has all sorts of ideas for more sensory bins. I have a whole file, can't remember what they're called now, in my Pinterest just for sensory bin ideas. So every month we think up a new bin and build it and just present it for our kids who absolutely love it.